Hey guys, Dr. Matt here. So we get a lot of questions about hair loss after weight loss surgery, okay? So the key here is this. When the body undergoes any sort of significantly stressful event, whether it's recovering from COVID, whether it's surgery, whether it's stress in life, whatever it is, the stress causes, in some individuals, a concept known as Telogen effluvium, okay? Which is basically a fancy word for the hair follicles go to sleep. Now, right now, in a normal person without these stresses, 90% of the hairs are in the growth phase, 10% are in the sleepy phase, okay? Which is fine. So that basically means hairs fall out, hairs are growing, there's this constant cycle of growth and falling out, and the hair remains normal, and that's what you're used to, okay? When you get into this stressful situation, i.e. post-gastric sleeve, post-weight loss surgery, that 90% starts to shift closer to the sleepy phase. So then you have a bunch of sleepy hair follicles that aren't growing anymore, and yet you're still losing hair at the same rate you normally would, but you're not growing them back because a lot of those that would normally be in the 90% growth phase are going into the sleepy phase. So even though you aren't losing more hair, you're just not replacing it at the rate you normally would, and so you perceive it as greater hair loss because you're not replacing anything, okay? After the body recovers from the surgical stress, the medical illness, whatever caused the insult in the first place, the growth phase resumes. That shift from 80%, 20% goes back to 90%, 10%. The hair follicles wake back up, they start growing hair again, and then with time, you're back to your normal equilibrium where the hair is full and the hair is long and you're growing more than you're losing. But until that stress is recovered from, you notice it. And we don't know why some patients suffer from it more than others, but in general, if you're doing tremendously well from the surgical perspective, burning a whole bunch of fat, losing a whole bunch of weight, those individuals tend to suffer a bit more from the hair loss, which for me is actually preferable to those that have a full, thick head of hair, but aren't shaking the weight like they want because the body hasn't been stressed enough from the surgery and from them following the post-op instructions. So for me, it's the kind of thing where if it's happening, it generally means you're doing particularly well with the weight loss because the body is a little bit freaked out by what's going on and it's diverting precious resources away from things like having a beautiful head of hair, okay? The good news is almost universally, it's a temporary thing, the body recovers from it. So while it's happening, yes, it's disturbing, yes, it's unsettling, and it's something that, can take a mental toll on you, I fully admit that, but it's the kind of thing where it's just a bump in the road, and as time goes on, you'll eventually get to the point where you're at your new weight, life is good from that perspective, and the hair growth recovers, and then things are back to normal. It just might take 6 months to a year and a half. Okay, guys? So if you have further questions, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to answer them.